Now, it is so important that you do not allow toxic, covert, and overt narcissists to determine the peace between you and them. Yes, narcissists often like to control not only how you get along, which means an awful lot of fighting and arguing and them trying to be on top, but they also like to control when you get along. And to this, we have got to say no. You determine the peace, if there will be any peace between you and them. Not only that, but you also determine the terms in which you will have peace with them. And if those terms are not met, then there will be no peace. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before we get started, I would like to announce the opening of the Royal We apparel. You can find a shirt like this and many other styles of shirts that are positive and encouraging that you can wear proudly while supporting your favorite channel. You can find the link down below in the description box that goes straight to Royal We apparel and pick up your shirt right now. Also, all week this week, I'm celebrating you, 75,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for being a part of the Royal We. Now, let's talk about peace with toxic, abusive narcissists, if there can be peace and when there can be peace. But one thing's for certain, you are the one to determine that, not them. Now, yes, as I said earlier, toxic, abusive people, narcissistic people, covert narcissists, overt narcissists, they like to be in control of every aspect of their relationships. Often how you get along, which like I said, means a lot of fighting, but also when you get along. So it's very common that they like to determine peace. Now, here's how you know you're dealing with a toxic narcissist who's trying to swoop in to determine peace with you. You'll know because the way in which they'll do it is very dismissive of all and any of their inappropriate abusive behavior in the past. It will be as though they're expecting you to just dismiss it as if, oh, it was no big deal. Oh, the stuff that I said 6 months ago, all the mean, demeaning, devaluing things, forget about it. That's in the past. We're moving on now. We're evolving and becoming more peaceful because we've got to love. We've got to be at peace. We can be unified now. We can be together now. We can be one now. We can breathe now. Oh, it's less stressful now. And all of this is in the toxic, abusive person's mindset because they've made it up. And it has nothing to do with you or where you're at. It's all a part of their attempting to control. And this is what you have to be aware of. Because once again, by giving them that control, you're putting them in the power to not only determine how they treat you when they're being abusive, but now also teaching them that they are enabled also to determine when you guys can be at peace and when you can get along. And you do not want them to have that power. You have that power. Let's talk about how toxic, abusive narcissists would do this. Now, we've all heard of hoovering, a Hoover attempt. All right. Now, one of the ways in which they will do this hoovering attempt is through love bombing. They will come back and they will act all sweet and charming, and they will act like they have no more stress in their life, and they will pretend their life is great, and they really just want to get along with you. They may say things like, come on, we're family, or come on, we're friends, right? We don't need to be fighting. We're friends. We're family. This is what family does. But again, they will dismiss or won't even bring up any of their appropriate behavior because they cannot be held accountable for their actions. There's a sign right there that you're still dealing with the same abusive narcissist. And this is one of the terms that you need to be able to put forward and say, I am not going to be at peace. Yeah, I may go along and nod my head and say, okay, good for you. Yeah, we're family. But no, there is no trust there until my terms are met. And my terms mean that you understand that you are accountable for each and everything that you have spoken. Otherwise, I have every right to say, depart from me. I never knew you. Do not let them dictate to you peace on their terms because they're love bombing, because they're feeling good. And in their feeling good, they feel entitled to have some kind of a relationship with you or to control some kind of a peace with you. All right. Now, the next way, oftentimes it's hoovering. That's one way, hoovering and love bombing. right? Where they're presenting you with all these fantastic ideas of oneness, of unity. That's hoovering, and that's love bombing. The second way would be through gaslighting. If the hoovering and love bombing doesn't work, if you stand your ground and you say, listen, I'm glad you're feeling good, I'm glad, whatever, but now we don't need to be any closer than we already are, I'm good. If they start to guilt trip you and start to come at you with, you know what, you're being real selfish. I thought we were family. I thought we were friends. Oh, you can't get past what happened 6 months ago? You can't get past the things I've said? You know what? You're selfish. You know what? You need to grow up. You know what? You hold grudges. You know what? You've turned into a bitter person. You know what? This and that. They're attacking you. Once again, they're just showing you again that they're still abusive. They're still narcissistic. They're still unable to be accountable for any of the things that they've done. And this is called gaslighting because their attempt is to make you feel guilty. And you can start to feel like, oh, okay, I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to. No. To that, I say stand up and say, you're darn right. I am judgmental. You're darn right. Darn right. Yeah, I will be selfish. This is my life. I determine our peace agreement. And I determine the terms in which you and I will have a relationship from now on. Ever since I left you, ever since the relationship ended, I now determine the nature of our relationship and when we'll be at peace. You don't tell me we're at peace. You don't tell me we're family. You don't tell me when we're friends. I will decide for myself when and if we could ever be family or friends again. You take ownership and then take ownership of that selfishness that it takes to be able to do that. You take ownership of the judgmentalness that it may take inside of you because you need to be judgmental in this life to an extent. If you're not judgmental, you will fall into any trap that comes your way. Anybody who walks along with a good line will be able to lure you into their cave of evil. So you've got to be able to be judgmental. You've got to be able to selfishly say, no, thank you. That takes just a little bit of selfishness and judgment, but it's a good kind. And it's the kind that empowers you to be able to have the power to determine the nature of your relationship and determine where your peace will be. And the reality is your peace needs to be inside of yourself anyways. The Bible says when you go to a house, if they do not receive you, you leave and take your peace with you. What's it saying? Your peace doesn't come from anybody else. Your peace isn't given to you by a narcissist. Your peace isn't determined by anybody else. You bring your peace wherever you go, and you decide where your peace goes out and when your peace comes back to you. So never let a toxic, abusive person come back into your life saying they want peace with you, not without you being the one to determine where your peace is going to be. Is it going to be with them, or are you going to keep it to yourself and keep yourself at a safe distance? You have the power. You determine that for yourself. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey, so scroll down into the description box where you can schedule your one-on-one appointment with me. We could have a telephone appointment, a FaceTime appointment, or the all-new video sponsorship appointment. The great thing about sponsoring a dedicated video is that not only can you return to the video on YouTube, which will speak directly into your situation, and you can watch it over and over and over again, picking out new things for you to digest about your situation. Not only that, but you will get all of the viewers of YouTube also commenting and speaking into your specific situation. This could be such a huge thing for your life, so consider that as an option. Also below, you will find links to Royal We Apparel where you can pick up amazing new t-shirts, Royal We t-shirts, positive sayings that you can wear proudly and support your favorite channel at the same time. Also, you'll find links to Royal We Live Chat. This is the live chat platform where we talk as a community. You can even call in for free and ask some questions about the Royal We or about whatever's going on in your specific situation. And finally, Royal We Fellowship. Every Saturday morning, Shabbat, is where we come together as a community and we look through the ancient texts of the Bible and we receive it in our new understanding of the toxicity of the world around us as it pertains to narcissistic abuse. It's unlike any Bible study you've ever been a part of. Join us Saturday mornings, Royal We Fellowship. You can find links to everything down below in the description box. So get on down there, look through everything down there, and I'll be back right here on the Royal We.